worse than that, which means he goes out last if the heat's up. Ed, I think, is going to have a problem making that top 9 if you only get one chance today. If the rain intervenes, I think the Carpenter crew, I think you're going to have 2 happy people potentially in Piggott and Patrick. I think you're going to have one very disgruntled boss in Ed Carpenter because of that draw.
Absolutely, absolutely. So another fan favorite, Tony Kanaan, TK, AJ Foyt Racing. He's raced for just about every team out there, it seems like. You got to always root just a feel-good root for. I like Tony Kanaan. He's a very personable person, very approachable, loves his fans, loves racing at Indianapolis. Tony Kanaan with AJ Foyt Enterprises.
Yeah, this is his race right now. I think beyond the other races, you can make a case right now that this is the only place where he can be competitive, just like Elio. But decent pace right now. I think he's got enough maybe to sneak his way in the top 9, considering the Chevy power advantage that they have over Honda. That's right now the situation right now. Is can he put 4 laps together? Because I believe he's around the mid-pack as far as the order today. So depending on conditions, he could be able to put it in the top 9, but the conditions have to be right. And then obviously he's got to put 4 laps together. But as far as smoothness around the track, probably one of the smoothest drivers out there has got to be TK.
So I mentioned him a little bit earlier. Obviously, Graham Rahal, you mentioned that he's having some struggles here at the Balance. We're obviously rooting for Graham, just again for what he's doing for the troops and him and United Rentals. But Graham Rahal, Letterman Racing, of course, in a Honda.
He has the early draw, which I think will help him right now. But I think the big concern right now, Rahal has been slow. And if he's slow, the rest of the team is also looking a little bit dangerous. Sato's looked okay. I think he should be in the mid-pack. Servia also looked a little bit iffy. But, I think right now the fact Graham Rahal was out there this morning when pretty much everyone else was a no-show in the morning warm-up here just a little bit ago, I think that tells you that the Rahal team is definitely concerned whether or not he's going to have the speed necessary to be able to fight, especially if all he gets is one chance.
Yeah, it would be a misfortune if he gets tangled up in the bump day situation. So we'll be monitoring that very, very closely. Connor Daly. Now, his father's getting ready to retire from local TV here. Certainly, we've known him for years, and he's been around the racing circuit for years. But Connor Daly, I had a chance to talk with him last week. He's going to actually be running one race with the Xfinity Series and the Lily's Diabetes car. I think it's going to be here in Indianapolis. And he's
Road America.
Running the Road America, okay. And he's obviously with DCR here at Indianapolis. This place has not been his friend. I think I've seen some improvement in practice, but the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, even though it's his home track and he's from right up the road in Noblesville, Connor Daly, I'm talking about the oval. Now I know he did well in the Grand Prix, all right, but I'm just talking about the oval. The Indianapolis 500 has not been his friend, so hopefully he can shake that monkey off his back this weekend. Connor Daly.
You ever heard the saying of wanting it to a little bit too much, Tom? That just seems like that's with Connor Daly. He just tries a little bit too hard, and that's where he gets himself into trouble. The question, though, with my mind, though, is with the coin team is, are they over-focusing on trying to get Sebastian Bourdais into the top 9? Obviously, bouncing back from the big crash, that'd be quite a story. But you look at the rest of the group, yes, Zachary Clayman DeMeo is the first one to attempt qualification, which means he'll have the perfect conditions, but his position's iffy. Connor, I think, is an okay position, but still not where he wants to be. And then also, I think you'd say the same thing about Pippa Mann, another very popular driver who would love to make the field, but it's going to be a very tough test for Pippa as well to make it in. So it's the tale of 2 stories for coin. One driver is in a perfect position, 3 maybe not so great positions.
You're listening to The Balance. My name is Tom Marquis, El Presidente. Joining with us is Matthew-Embury of Popular Open Wheel. We've got his Griditology up on social media. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back as we continue our Bump Day special right here on the Balance Radio Network.
Party on right. you're here again.
Yeah, my doctor told me to reduce stress at work, so I come to Buffalo Wild Wings to eat lunch and watch sports. I get to pick one of 7 entrees, like sandwiches and salads, plus one of 7 sides.
Well, I like sides.
It's so affordable I can finally take a vacation.
Where you gonna go?
Here, Tim, here.
Introducing the new Beat Up Fast Break Lunch Menu, starting at a new low price. Dine in or order takeout weekdays between 11 and 2. Participation and availability may vary. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike, you know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Simba Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
Hey, thanks, Rick. I appreciate it, buddy. You know what I did? See, this is why Rick is my executive producer. It happens. It's been doing a lot fewer, but I forgot to turn on my mic. Rick, can you hear me now?
Yep, I got you. I'm just really slow on my mute button. Hey, it's all good. I just wanted to pass along real quick, like 9 minutes ago, from Graham Rahal himself, and it's like perfect timing on our part with Matt Embury guest right now. But Graham Rahal went on Twitter this: today was not a good day. Unfortunately, we are struggling massively for speed, but the balance is literally perfect. The vehicle speed is down. Come on, phone. I'm very proud of my team for digging deep and working late tonight. We all want this, and we will make it in tomorrow. That came from Graham Rahal like minutes before we started talking about his situation. So perfect timing on our part.
Thanks, Rick. A great catch on that, and Rick will get it retweeted out there with a special comment of encouragement to Graham Rahal. Thank you very much, Rick. I do appreciate that. Rick's managing our war room. Matthew, you heard it, and we just talked about it, and as Rick just said, perfect timing for what we were just talking about. We certainly are wishing our best to Graham Rahal. We'll make sure that we get a retweet with a word of encouragement. Go, Graham Rahal, Rahal Letterman Racing. But what are your thoughts? As you can see, Matthew, Graham's kind of feeling. Go ahead.
Putting that in English, Tom, that tells me the balance is perfect, but that tells me there is way too much drag on this car and that he is getting eaten alive on the straight in terms of straightaway speed. If it's balanced this well and he's struggling for pace, that tells me they're going to have to take some downforce off this car, lay the wings down more, and try to get more pace out. That tells me there's just too much drag on the car right now. That may be where the issue is.
Well, we all know the balance is perfect, right? No. Yeah, and I wish him the best of luck, and that was not a good joke. Just somebody fire me. Somebody fire me. Okay, we just talked about Connor Daly. You know, last year, actually 1 year ago today, I believe it was bump day or pre-qualification day, we saw Sebastian Bourdais. Matt, you and I were out there together, and he hit the wall like nobody's business and really just took him out for the season. And you know, to see him come back and do well, I've had a chance to talk with him at the track and, you know, ask him, I said, you know, are you a little nervous? This is kind of the 1 year anniversary. And he goes, you know, I'm just really not trying to focus on that. But, yeah, there is that thought of anxiety, he said. But Sebastian Bourdais is just a true feel-good story, and good to see him back on the trip. His story is much like what we saw a few years ago with James Hinchcliffe, and just to see him get back on the track. And, of course, his teammate was out at the media center. Of course, that's Emerson Fittipaldi's grandson, and I'm sorry I cannot pronounce his first name, but he's just really eager to get back. Yeah, he's just really eager to get back, and I know that Dale said in the presser the other day that he's hoping that he can get Fittipaldi ready to go for Sonoma. So I know he's really eager and ready to get going, and he's out at the track. He's hanging out in the motorhome. He's listening to the team radio. Unfortunately, he's just not in the car. I don't know. I think it was announced, but I can't remember who's taking his spot. We'll get to him in just a minute. But Sebastian Bourdais, what are your thoughts?
Well, he certainly, I think, is the best chance for a Honda car to get the pole right now. 228s consistently and around a good time of the day. I don't remember off the top of my head where he drew as far as the qualifying order, but ultimately, you look at the situation right now where a Honda has the best chance. If you go by the numbers and the paper information, Sebastian Bourdais, I think, is the best hope for Honda to get the pole.
So you think Sebastian Bourdais could get the pole?
I think he can. In fact, I think he's the only hope right now for Honda to get there, because Andretti did most of their big runs in drafting scenarios, and while 227's qualifying in Dandy, I don't think 227 is going to get you the pole. And that's the best we've seen from most of the Andretti cars, especially on Fast Friday when they're on their own.
I tell you what, that would be a good feel-good story to see him get on the pole at the Indianapolis 500. So let's talk about the other car that DCR is fielding for the 102nd running of the Indianapolis 500. Who's the driver? Tell us what we know about the other car that is replacing Fittipaldi.
Of course, that's Zachary Clayman DeMail. He is the youngest driver in the field. He just turned 20, I believe, earlier this month. And talk about pressure. This guy will be the first guy to attend qualification here in about 90 minutes from now. I can tell you at this point, as far as qualifications, we heard on the public address they are going to try to start qualifications on time at 11 o'clock sharp. So for now, that has not changed. And assuming the weather holds up, we will start qualifying on time. But as far as
that's right.
As far as for Clayman DeMail, he's shown okay, considering that this is his first ever race on a high-speed oval in IndyCar competition. And I tell you, that's a tough place to start. But we've seen guys, remember Carlos Cunha's first ever oval track race in IndyCar, qualifies in the middle of the front row, finishes second. Now, granted, Mr. Clayman's not going to do this little trick, but I think he will have a decent day, and he should qualify solidly in the field. It may not be, though, in the top half of the field, but I think he will, because taking advantage of the early draw, I think he will get qualified better than I think he would have projected to qualify.
Well, for the essence of time, just to let everybody know, this is our bump day edition. We don't really have a scheduled guest for the 10 o'clock roll, so we're going to go ahead and just roll on into 10:30, and then we'll have Muff and the BS Sports Show on, and we'll be talking legalized sports gambling. And unless Rick has some objection to that, I think we're just going to move on forward, because Steve Wilson is in the mountains, is not going to be calling in today. At least that was the last correspondence that I had with him, and we still got a lot of cars to talk about. So we're just going to Rick, we're just going to roll on in.